Welcome. We're glad that you could join us for this conversation. I am pleased to be able to speak with Dr. John Swope. Dr. John Swope is a member of the faculty at Ashland Theological Seminary. He is professor of practical theology. He is also director of field study for the seminary. And he also oversees our Life 631 program. And today I'm going to be asking him questions about that program for those of you that might be interested in becoming a part of it. So John, welcome. We're glad that you could take a few minutes and join us.
Great. Thanks, Matt. It's good to be here.
Very good. So before we talk about the specifics of Life 631, can you tell us a little bit about your role in that program?
Sure. Yeah, I've been part of the team that designed and launched the original program in 2016, and I've been integrally involved with the students in the program ever since. Currently, I'm the program director, and I'm very excited to be relaunching Life 631 in the fall of 2022.
Fantastic. Yes, we are very happy that we are going to relaunch this program. It was such a positive program before. So tell us briefly a little bit about the program. What is it and what is the purpose behind it?
Yeah, it's a little bit of an odd name, Life 631, but it gets its name from Mark 631. In the Gospel of Mark, Jesus and the disciples are really hard pressed in ministry. It says they don't even have time to eat. And so borrowing Mark 631 and calling it Life 631, it's a program that invites students in seminary to come away by themselves for a time, which is what Jesus asks the disciples. Seminary can be a time of great stress and pressure for most students. There's a lot of work to do. It's a time of self-examination and change. And so Life 631 provides students a space to come away, to be with Jesus in an intentional community, to study, to learn, to practice ministry, and to grow as followers of Christ and as leaders in ministry.
You mentioned in what you just said, you mentioned you talked about creating intentional community among the members of the cohort. How is that accomplished in this program?
Well, first of all Life 631 students must commit to live in Ashland on campus. So it is a residential program, that's a big shift for most students nowadays who are involved in family and work, and most of them, commute from a distance. So this is a commitment to move and to become part of a community on campus. That allows quality time to spring out of quantity time, because students are together, living in, if not the same apartment building, at least in very close proximity to one another. Together, the students take core courses as a cohort, so you are learning and sitting in class with some of the same students. Other students obviously are part of those classes as well, but your cohort of Life 631 students will be part of those core courses. And then in addition to the academic side of things, we have co-curricular elements. And those include retreats at the beginning and end of the school year. There's weekly journey groups for spiritual formation, where students are led by different faculty members each semester in some type of spiritual formation exercises and discovery. And then there's a variety of planned and spontaneous community activities, usually involving food and a lot of laughter. Some of those can be planned by me as the program director, but many of them will be planned by the students themselves as they, as adult learners, take the initiative, not only to form community with each other, but to open that community to others on campus and reach out to other students and those, maybe even in other programs like our counseling program or some of the others.
Well, this sounds like this could become quite a rewarding experience for the students involved in this. So, when you think of this experience and this creation of this intentional community, what does this add to the students' pursuit of their theological education?
That's a great question, Matt. One thing I want to make sure I'm clear about is that Ashland Seminary is a phenomenal institution. It's a great school for anyone and everyone. And I think that all of our students have a transformational experience here. So, you don't have to be in Life 631 to have an amazing experience preparing for, whatever God is calling you to at Ashland. But Life 631 is for those who want and feel led to experience seminary in a more immersive way. It provides a living learning community in which to process and practice everything that the seminary has to offer. So, Life 631 intentionally integrates academic learning, ministry practice, and spiritual formation within a community of disciples who support and encourage one another along the journey. So it's that intentionality and that space, again, that come away with me, let's be together intentionally. That you just can't replicate that when you commute onto campus. You can have great classes, you can meet great friends, God can do wonderful things in that. But if you are interested in this more immersive setting, and if God is leading you in that direction, then this is for you.
Very good. So continuing the questions about the academic side of this program, what specific degrees can students pursue as a part of Life 631?
There are 3 degrees. These are all ministry degrees. So this is a practical program for a practical degree. So it's the Master of Arts in Christian Ministry, which is a 2-year degree. The Master of Divinity, which is typically a 3-year degree if you're going full time. And then finally, you also can be in this program if you are a Master of Divinity in Chaplaincy student. And you can find out about all those degrees, online, or contact people at the seminary to get more information about them.
Very good. How long does it take to complete the program?
Well, we want students in the program to be going full time, which means that you would typically finish the Master of Arts in Christian Ministries in 2 years, and the MDiv or the MDiv in Chaplaincy in 3 years. And that's how long the housing scholarship lasts for the Life 631 students, which I haven't told you about. Maybe I should just go ahead and launch into that, Matt.
That was actually, I heard you say scholarships, and I thought that's going to have to be the next question. Talk to us a little bit about the scholarships for this program.
Yeah, well, we realize that for students to uproot their lives and to move to Ashland and to live on campus is an inconvenience, to put it mildly. And so as a way to help take the bite out of that, we're offering a housing scholarship that if you are a single student and have a roommate, it covers your housing completely. If you're a married student, you bring a family, or if you want your own apartment without a roommate, then you may have to add a little bit to it. But it ends up being a housing scholarship for $6,000 per year, which is a 12-month coverage. So you don't have to move out for the summers. You can stay. Of course, you can take classes in the summer, which would help you maybe lighten up some of the load for some of the other semesters. But yeah, so we have that housing scholarship, and that's for the full-time you're in, either 2 years or 3 years, depending on your degree, the full-time you're in the program. But now, additionally, we have a scholarship offered by a family, the Archer family. And so for your first year, there is an additional $3,000 scholarship if you apply and are accepted by June 15th. And so that's an additional $3,000, and there are other scholarships available depending on your background and what you're coming from. So there's possibly other scholarships as well, but there's at least those 2 that I know of.
Yes, and of course, applying for scholarships is part of the application process in which need would be determined, as well as other available options.
Sure. Right.
Well, that's great. That housing scholarship and the Archer scholarship sound like a good opportunity for folks that would like to be a part of this program.
Yeah, I think, even considering the times we're in, it seems like a really great opportunity.
Yes, sure does. So one last question for you before we close off. You did mention early on that this is a relaunch of the program. So can you reflect for just a couple of minutes on some of the feedback you got from previous students who attended this program? What was their experience like?
Yeah. Like I mentioned, we have end of year retreats, and at those we get feedback, both good and to improve. And unanimously, the students have recounted that this is a fabulous program. I think that's a direct quote. Fabulous program. One of the things that they enjoyed, obviously, was community. They cited things like peer discussions. You have friends to drag you out of your apartment. I remember one student saying, to make so you can't stay isolated.
Very good. Yes.
They talked about the informal gatherings, the holiday dinners, the potlucks, the game nights and movie nights and that kind of thing. They also reflected strongly on the weekly journey groups led by faculty. They said it was great for them all to be together, to connect weekly with each other, and then also to be in connection with faculty members outside of the classroom, and to see them really in a more personal light was really a blessing to them. And overall, they thought that the faculty here are amazing. And speaking of scholarships, they said that the housing scholarship made it possible. That was the clincher that really made the program doable.
Yeah, so it sounds like that their experience, it wasn't simply the academic side of this, but it was also just that transformational side in terms of their own spiritual and community life that made a difference for them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's wonderful. And I am assuming, of course, that if folks are interested and would like to talk to you further about this, that's something we can arrange.
Yeah, I would love that. That would be great. I can be reached at jswope@ashland.edu. Probably that's the surest way to reach me, and we can set up a time to talk. Because of the pandemic, being in and out of the office, I'm never sure which phone number to reach me at. So
sure, of course. And also, if folks are interested, they could also go to our website, seminary.ashland.edu, and they could fill out the more information. Click on for more information. They can fill that out, and then we can put them in touch with you as well.
Oh yeah, that would be great. Sure.
Well, John, thanks so much for joining us. Life 631 sounds like a great opportunity, and we're looking forward to seeing what this year brings us.
Great. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, John. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.